Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Jamal Miller, and today we'll cover the newest company in the Intuit family, Mailchimp, and I will share some tips both around how to use Mailchimp and what's included in the platform, and also tips for growing your business through marketing activities and campaigns. A little bit about me before we get started. I have about 15 years of background in marketing across a lot of different industries, a lot of different spaces. But one of the things that I'm really passionate about is helping small businesses better understand their customer lifecycle, better understand what are those moments and opportunities to engage, whether it's with prospects or existing customers, to help to grow your business. So I'm hoping to share some of those insights with you today, and hopefully you will take away something that is immediately actionable to your business. So a bit quick overview of our agenda for today. I'll start with a bit around who we are as Mailchimp, both overview of the company and a bit of a walkthrough through our platform and some highlights of tools that you may or may not know about if you're unfamiliar with Mailchimp. Next, I'll talk a bit about some marketing trends that we're seeing within the small business community based on what we're hearing from our audience, some of our survey data, some data on campaigns that are being sent within Mailchimp, so that you can hopefully see something that resonates with you. Next, we'll talk a little bit about some marketing tips that might help you grow your business or better engage with your audience based on those marketing trends that we're seeing. And lastly, I'll kind of summarize all of these tips to make sure that you have something to take home with you. So let's get started. Who is Mailchimp? Mailchimp is a marketing platform for growing businesses. We empower millions of businesses and individuals around the world to start and grow their businesses with world-class marketing technology, award-winning customer support, and inspiring content. Now, I want to break apart this statement for you a little bit. When we talk about our marketing platform, you may be familiar with Mailchimp as an email marketing tool. We've been around for almost 2 decades and have a lot of reputation in the email marketing space. But one of the things that we've experienced over the years is that as the channels and the ways for people to engage with their audience have increased, our customers have come to us and asked us, like, hey, is there anything else that you can help us do to better engage with our business, whether we're starting out or whether we're trying to grow our audience, grow our sales, grow our revenue. And so what you'll find as I walk through the platform is that over the years, we've really grown the platform to be much more than email, to include additional channels, additional ways to improve and optimize campaigns, additional ways to manage your business and start your business with Mailchimp. Next, empowerment. Empowerment really for us is more than offering great software to small businesses, but it's about also providing that content, those resources that help to inspire you, that help to educate you, to help you feel confident in your pursuit of growing your business, whether you're a solopreneur or you're a marketer at a larger SMB that's looking for interesting and exciting ways to grow your business. And lastly, this idea of starting and growing your business with our tools. We tried to build Mailchimp in a way that's both accessible and easy to get started with if you're at the earliest stage of starting your business. Maybe you're just getting familiar with your concept and seeing if it's something that resonates with customers, all the way up until if you have thousands or tens of thousands of contacts that you're trying to engage with in relevant ways through better segmentation, automation, powerful insights and analytics that are going to allow you to grow your business. We've tried to build a tool that's for sustainable growth over the long term. And so hopefully you'll see some of that today as we walk through our platform. So this kind of gives an overview of how we've thought about the platform. And I'll start with that inner circle and kind of move my way outwards. But at the core of everything we've built are 3 key elements. There's audience, which obviously speaks to the customers or clients or prospects that you're engaging with or would like to engage with. There's your brand, the creative assets that you use to really differentiate your offering from others in your space. And then there are campaigns. This is where audience and brand comes together and you start to engage with that audience across different channels. So I'll walk through kind of where we have tools for you within the Mailchimp platform within these 3 elements. And then I'll move up to the outer rings as well to talk more about our commerce and websites offering, as well as some of the insights, suggestions, and assistance that we provide that kind of wraps everything up in a bow. So I'll start with the audience, which is where anyone should start when you're thinking about your marketing. That should first and foremost think about your customers, right? And there are three key points I'll talk about here and tools that we have that help you with your audience, both growing your audience and engaging with your audience. First is collect. You need to collect contacts. And we have a lot of tools that allow you to gather contacts across multiple channels. Next, I'll talk about how you organize those contacts once they get into your platform so that you can create actionable marketing campaigns based on how those contacts are organized. And lastly, I'll talk a little bit about how you can better understand those contacts so that you can find trends in your audience that will help to inform once you get to the point where you're ready to launch campaigns. So some tools that we have available to help you with each of these areas. First, sign-up forms and pop-up forms. If you're looking to collect email addresses to start your audience, this is a great place to start. If you have a website or if you have a blog or if you're operating on social channels, you can create a sign-up form in Mailchimp and embed that sign-up form within those channels so that you can collect email addresses, and those email addresses are automatically brought into Mailchimp for you to be able to action off of them. Next, I'll talk about organizing that audience, and one of my favorite features within the Mailchimp platform, which is tags. Tags are a very flexible tool that allows you to essentially label any contact record that you have in Mailchimp. And those labels can represent anything from where that email address came from, whether it's your website or your blog or a social channel. It can represent what types of products or services someone has purchased from you. It can represent which stage of engagement they're in with you, if they are someone who's never purchased from you and is kind of a prospect versus someone who's a frequent purchaser. They really allow you to do any and everything to organize your audience in ways that are relevant for your business. And the great thing about them is that, one, they are so flexible. Two, they are, you can add as many tags as you need to a particular contact record, so you can segment in multiple different ways. And then three, you can use those tags to create segments that you can then deploy when you're ready to send out campaigns. So it's a great way to kind of keep your audience organized in a way that's going to fit your business needs. And lastly, I want to talk about our audience dashboard, which is really a one-stop location, kind of the hub of our platform that allows you to understand what's happening with your audience, understand how it's growing over time, understand where that growth is coming from, what channels your audience is coming from, understand which of your members of your audience are most engaged so that you may consider sending a dedicated campaign for those most loyal members of your audience. But it's really your one-stop location that's available for you to keep an eye on how things are going with your audience. And a quick tip here, this is available both within our desktop web application as well as our mobile app. So if you happen to be on the go and want to get a quick view into what's happening with your audience growth over time, you can pull out our mobile app and take a look at it. Next, I'll talk a little bit about building your brand. So 3 buckets here as well that I'll talk about tools where we might be able to help you out. First, building creative assets that will represent your brand and your marketing. Next, you need to manage those assets. So tracking your creative library and making sure that you have easy access to those assets when you're ready to use them across any channel. And lastly, scale. How are you able to scale your creative assets when you are deploying across multiple channels in an efficient way that's not going to take you a ton of time? So first, in the bucket of creating, an incredibly innovative tool that we've released recently is called our Creative Assistant. This tool uses AI to create and resize designs for you across multiple different channels that you may be looking to create campaigns for. What this essentially does is you tell us your website URL, we'll take a look at your website, and we'll detect things that represent your brand, things like your logo, things like the color scheme that you use on your website, things like the fonts that you use on your website. And we'll take all of these elements and you'll let us know what you're trying to create. For example, if you're creating an Instagram post, and we will automatically generate an asset for you that brings all of those things into play, the images that you use on your website, the colors, the logo, the text, all of that into an image that is in many cases, ready to deploy. This saves you a ton of time because we've taken the hard work out of trying to determine kind of best practices for design. So we're taking all of that into account when we present these to you. It also is sized correctly for you so that it's ready to go on the platform that you've chosen. And it's also completely editable, right? So once you've received what the image that we've auto-generated for you, you can easily tweak and edit that to your liking before you're ready to deploy. Again, this is a great way to really take some work off of your plate and really serve as kind of your junior designer if you don't have access to one, to allow you to quickly deploy campaigns. Next in the manage bucket, I'll talk about our content studio. So this is a place where you can sync and store all of your images, your graphics, assets that you've created with our creative assistant, and have those files easily accessible to you so that when you're ready to create campaigns, you are remaining consistent across the assets that you're using. And you have all of these things stored in one place when you're ready to create. And then lastly, in the scale bucket, our premium email templates. So these are email templates that are available in our Mailchimp Marketplace. There are free ones available. Some are paid, but they represent a suite of different situations or things that you might be trying to send, whether it's a newsletter, whether it is a welcome email. It might be an email to celebrate a specific seasonal opportunity, for example, the holiday season, New Year's. We've created a suite of templates with our certified Mailchimp agency partners who have taken the best practices for email design, best practices that they've seen working with Mailchimp clients, and use that to create email templates that are set up to engage audiences and drive opens and clicks. And again, these are completely customizable. So once you've purchased or downloaded one of these templates, they easily port into your email editor within Mailchimp, and then you can edit them and make sure that they meet your style and brand guidelines before you're ready to send. So this is a great way to kind of quickly be able to deploy email campaigns and create new email templates based on what you're trying to accomplish with your marketing. Next, I'll move into the campaign bucket. And again, I'll talk about 3 key points here. First, launching your campaigns. Obviously, this is where you're creating multiple channel campaigns using our editor features and tools, and I'll talk a little bit more about those. Automation. Once you get to a certain point with your marketing campaigns, you'll want to start automating some of your highest performing campaigns. You'll want to start taking some work off of your plate so that you can spend that time looking at other innovations or ways that you might engage with your audience. And you will also want to automate for the sake of better performance, which I'll talk a little bit more about later. And lastly, optimization. Once you've learned a little bit about the campaigns that you've sent, you want to be able to take that information and take those insights and use them to make your next campaign even better than the last. So I'll share a few tools that allow you to do that within the Mailchimp platform. So in the launch bucket, this is really about the suite of different channels that we make available to our Mailchimp users, again, directly within the platform for them to reach their audience wherever they may be. So obviously email campaigns, targeted email campaigns. Email is what we've been known for almost 2 decades now. It's an area where we have a ton of expertise and have continued to improve and iterate and innovate in the space to make sure that you have all the tools available to send high-performing email campaigns. Our email editor includes opportunities like the ability to send dynamic content so that it's dynamic based on who the recipient is. You can send personalized content. You can embed third-party content. For example, if you have an e-commerce store, you can embed dynamically in your emails products from your store, your best sellers, or personalized recommendations of products from your store. You can embed things like your Instagram posts. Your latest Instagram posts can automatically be pulled into your email campaigns. So we continue to innovate in this space to make sure that you have the best tools available to send targeted email campaigns. And then we also allow you to expand to other channels. So if you connect your Facebook account or your Twitter account, you can actually send social posts to your audience directly through the Mailchimp platform. Again, so you can do more from one place and you're not jumping from tool to tool. And you can also send and set up paid ads. both through Google as well as through Facebook and Instagram, that allow you to reach your audience. You can set your budgets, create your creative assets using our creative tools, and you can deploy those campaigns directly through Mailchimp, and we'll help you keep track of your budgets. And the great thing about that is you'll see all of this data in one place, so you understand how those campaigns are performing, and you can compare those performances to your other channels, so you get a more complete picture of your marketing. Next, moving into the automate bucket. So again, as I mentioned, automation is really that next level for marketers once you've gotten to the point where you understand a little bit more about your audience, or even if you're trying to take some work off of your plate once you realize that there are some key messages that you want to be able to send. We have automation tools that allow you to do that at scale, no matter where you are. So our most basic automations allow you to do things like set up a welcome email. So when someone joins your list, they'll automatically receive a welcome email. They allow you to set up things like a birthday celebratory email to your customers to kind of continue to grow that loyalty that they have with you. Maybe you'll send them a discount on their birthday, something of that nature. And then when you're ready to get a little bit more advanced, we have our customer journey builder, which allows you to then take automations to the next level by creating multi-step journeys for your customers that include both a trigger that kind of kicks off the journey, but then allows you to create use things like if-then statements to set criteria for a specific outcome that you're trying to drive. An example of that may be if there is a customer who hasn't purchased for you for a while, maybe it's been 6 months since they made a last purchase, and you'd like to re-engage that person. You can set a trigger so that it's triggered based off of hitting that 6 month point since the last purchase. You can try sending them an email that maybe reminds them of what they purchased last and suggests some products that they might buy. If they do make a purchase from that email, that's great. You can end the journey for that customer. If they don't make a purchase, you can have an if-then statement that then sends them a follow-up email that maybe has a discount code and allows them to engage with that to ideally generate a purchase. So it allows you to create these a little bit more intricate but still easy to use customer journeys so that you can engage with your audience in different ways. And then lastly here, I'll talk about our optimize bucket, or optimization tools. And another extremely innovative tool that we've launched recently is our content optimizer, which takes all of the data that we know about sending great email campaigns, takes what we know about email campaigns that you've sent yourself, and we'll provide very specific recommendations for you based on what we know. So for example, within your email content, the text that you're using, the images that you're using, is it too much text? Are you using too many images? The length of your subject line. We'll kind of do an audit of your email campaign and give you some tips that you might try to improve the next time that you send. Again, this is backed by all of the years of data that we have in the email space and uses that data combined with your own campaigns to really kick out really actionable recommendations and insights that you can use to improve your next campaign. So then going out to that outer ring, I talked a lot about our kind of marketing tools for digital marketing. I want to talk a little bit about our tools to help you get your business online and start selling or interacting with your audience. Again, over the years, our customers have asked for more tools to be embedded within the Mailchimp platform so that they can do more things in an efficient manner. So to address that, we've created a suite of tools that kind of remove that barrier to entry if you're just trying to get your business started, so that you can have everything you need to really launch and start marketing your business from one place. So tools that are kind of encompassed within this suite of products. First, our website builder. So we've created a simple to use website builder that allows any new business to get up and running quickly. In addition to that website builder, you can also purchase a domain through Mailchimp. The website builder includes several templates that represent different types of businesses who may be looking to get up and running. And this is available for you to get started for free to start building that website with Mailchimp. Next, we have our online stores. So in addition to being able to build out a website, you can actually start to build a store that allows you to sell your products and transact online. And we have everything you need here to kind of set up your inventory of what you want to sell in that store, set your pricing, create your product images. We connect to payment tools like Stripe that allow you to collect payments from customers, and doing all of this directly from Mailchimp as well. And then lastly, if you're in the services business or another business that takes appointments, we've introduced appointment scheduling as well, which again is embeddable within your Mailchimp website and allows you to start scheduling appointments with clients, prospective clients, etc. That allows you to kind of set up your service business quickly, easily, and using the tools within Mailchimp. And the great thing about all of these is they're tied into our marketing. So once you use these tools to set up your store, for example, or to start accepting appointments, you then also get access to do things like create automations that help to engage people after they've made a purchase with you in the store, or create follow-up reminder emails for someone who's scheduled an appointment with you. So this all ties together into our marketing platform to create kind of a single space for you to fully engage with your audience. I'll also highlight our Mailchimp Marketplace. I talked a little bit about this earlier in regards to our premium email templates. But in addition to email templates, we also have over 250 apps that allow you to really expand the functionality of Mailchimp with a lot of third parties. So if there are other tools that you might be using to run your business, you can connect those tools to Mailchimp to both sync customer data into Mailchimp so that you have more data to work with as you think about tagging and segmentation and things of that nature. You can share design assets that maybe you're creating elsewhere outside of Mailchimp. You can also embed third-party content within our emails. So I mentioned Instagram, for example, where you can actually embed and dynamically generate your most recent Instagram posts and embed them into email campaigns that you're sending. So this really allows you to make the Mailchimp the hub of your business by making sure that you have the most complete information from other tools that you may also be using to run your business. Also, we'll talk a little bit about our insights and support. So insights, we like to think of these as our smarts, the thing that we bring to the table that helps you go farther with marketing and takes it beyond just a tool that has digital marketing channels. I mentioned our content optimizer, and we also have other recommendation tools that really give you a sense of what you should do next with your marketing, ways that you can improve things like your subject line or your next campaign that you're ready to send out. We try to embed these within the customer experience in Mailchimp so that you always have a sense of ways that you can take the next step and improve with your next campaign. We also have campaign reports and benchmark reports, which are extremely valuable. We've taken the data that we know about from all of our customers over the course of the years, and we're able to serve up benchmarks based on different industries so that you can compare the performance of your campaigns to other people who are in similar industries as you and give you a sense of where you stand in ways that you can improve your campaigns. We also provide tools like A/B testing so that you can, and multivariate testing as well, so that you can test different ways to improve and optimize your campaigns over time. And lastly, surveys, which is a very great way to engage with your audience, learn what's working, what's not working, get ideas for your product or service. And the great thing about using our survey offering is that it all ties back in to your marketing platform and your audience. So you can tag people based on how they responded to surveys. You can target people based on survey responses. It just gives you another way to both engage with your audience and kind of build on that data that's available to you to engage with your audience. And then our resources and support. We have award-winning customer support. We try to be there for you with any questions that you have or places where you might need a little bit of help. If you are looking outside for help with your marketing platform, we also have a network globally of agency partners, freelancers, and folks who are certified in using our Mailchimp product, have helped other customers do the same, and are ready and willing to help you out if you're looking for a third party, whether it's for a standalone project or a more ongoing engagement to help you manage your marketing. We also have guides, tutorials, resources that help you understand how to use a lot of the tools that we make available within the Mailchimp platform. And lastly, we have case studies here, success stories around people who have used a lot of the tools that I've mentioned here and seen great success with that. So you can get a sense of what you might expect as you start to leverage these tools. And then inspiration, right? It's not just about kind of the tactical day-to-day of setting up and creating campaigns and marketing, but also kind of taking a step back to stay energized, stay inspired, stay engaged with kind of those best practices on how to start and run your business, how to take care of yourself as a small business owner or as a marketer at a small business. So we have a lot of tools that kind of, with the idea of kind of taking care of the whole person and providing that inspiration for you. Courier is a magazine that's actually based out of the UK that we work with that provides expert insights, industry trends, smart living advice, things to kind of help entrepreneurs feel reinvigorated and excited about continuing their journey. And then Mailchimp Presents, which includes podcasts, films, series that speak about both the experience of being a small business owner, but also just provide some entertainment and fun and something to help you kind of move out of the day-to-day of the work that you're doing to manage your business. So all of this comes together as a suite platform of products and services and offerings that is quite expansive. You can see more about this here. If you're interested in learning more, you can obviously come to our website, Mailchimp.com, and kind of get a feel for all of the services and products that we have available. So next, I'll transition a little bit to talk about some marketing trends that we're seeing within the small business audience. These are all based on surveys that we've conducted with small businesses or data that we're seeing within our base of users, trends that we're seeing around performance, trends that we're seeing around tools that they're using and how they're helping to grow businesses. So the first trend is based on some survey data that we've collected over time and speaks to kind of the ways in which SMBs have been adapting their business strategies, obviously, as we've all been dealing with the global pandemic. Particularly for the UK, what we're seeing is that becoming more efficient and trying new marketing strategies are top priorities. So this includes things like reducing spend and reducing potentially your resourcing. This includes exploring new ways to market and sell your products. This also includes making changes to your business models, and I'll talk a little bit about what that could mean later. But we're seeing similar trends globally to what we're seeing here in the UK in how people are looking to become more efficient with their marketing and potentially a little bit more experimental. We're also seeing that businesses are looking to drive more of their revenue from online. There's obviously been a big shift from in-person products and services being sold to online, to those services being moved online and those products being sold online. And we're seeing that across our user base as well. We're seeing it as a trend that spans all industries. So you see here from restaurants, home and garden, to business and finance. Everyone is really looking to see how they can transition their businesses online to be able to continue growth through kind of what we've all experienced over the past couple of years. We are also seeing a trend in regards to how people are being successful with sending campaigns through Mailchimp. And what you see here is the average email click-through rate over time for people who are sending targeted campaigns, which are campaigns that have some sort of segmentation, compared to untargeted campaigns, meaning campaigns that are sent to basically their entire audience without any sort of segmentation within that. And what the trend lines show, that top trend line is showing a growth over time of click-through rates for people who are sending targeted campaigns, and in parallel, a downward trend, slightly downward trend in click-through rates for people who are sending untargeted emails. And I think this just speaks to the clutter that people have in their email inboxes and the expectation that they're going to receive something that's more relevant to them. Otherwise, they won't engage with it. So This is just a nod to the importance of thinking about segmentation. I talked about tags earlier, but thinking about ways that you can cut your audience into smaller groups and send some more relevant content to them. And then lastly, just a stat here about our customer journey builder automations and the power of those. So what we're seeing with our Mailchimp customers is that those that used our customer journey builder automations saw a 42% higher open rate and a 116% higher click-through rate on average compared to sending bulk email. It speaks to the power of automations because in most cases, they're triggered by some sort of action that your customer or prospect has taken. So that means they're more relevant, they're more timely, they're more engaging in terms of the content, and it allows you to kind of improve your engagement. So this is a trend that we're seeing over time in the industry and something to keep in mind as you're thinking about your program. So taking some of these trends into account, I'd like to share a few marketing tips that may help you to grow your small business. So first, in the bucket of using content to build trust and to generate leads, there are a few tips that we have here. First, send an email newsletter. If you're not already doing so, think about setting up some sort of regular cadence of email with your audience that allows you to keep them engaged. The one caveat here is consistency is the key. So only sign up for what you're really able to deliver based on your resources that you have available. So if that means a monthly newsletter, if that means a quarterly newsletter, just make sure it's something that you can handle and consistently send out and set that expectation for your audience. Next, collecting leads. So I talked a lot about sign-up forms and pop-up forms earlier when I was walking through the platform. Make sure that you're using these in all of the relevant places. That's your website, on your blog if you have one, on your social media channels, and using this as a means to grow your email list. The one thing I'll highlight here is social. I think a lot of people don't necessarily think of social as a way to collect email addresses to bring into your email audience. But if you think about it, by collecting that email address, it actually opens up a lot more opportunity for you to engage with that person through permission-based marketing outside of the social channel, which is a little bit more closed, right? So take a look at your social channels. There are some integrations available that allow you to put an email sign-up form on your social pages. So look into those and see if you might use those to help grow your list. And lastly, on this page, provide some sort of incentive for email sign up. Again, I mentioned earlier, people's inboxes are inundated. They may be hesitant to add another emailer to their list and subscribe to another list. So think about how you can provide value. So in addition to if you're promising to send a regular newsletter, think about how you can provide some incentive for them to sign up for your list. Maybe it's providing an ebook or some sort of educational materials. Perhaps it's providing a discount of some sort of the product that you offer. But give some sort of carrot and some sort of goodwill gesture to your new prospect or customer that incentivizes them to join your list. Here, I'll talk a little bit about using tags. As I mentioned, one of my favorite features within the Mailchimp platform. And there are a few kind of use cases here, ideas that you might use as starting points for how you might leverage tags. First, you can tag based on services or products that have been purchased. This is a great way to better understand your audience. This is a great way to segment in the future when you have a particular item that you would like to sell more of, or you have a sale on, or you have a new version that's launching. You'll be able to target the people who are most interested in that product based on what they purchased from you in the past. Next, you can try tagging based on the source of that contact. Again, where they signed up. Was it your website? Was it through your social channels? Was it through an event or a webinar? This helps you first to understand kind of where you're seeing the most growth so that you can understand what channels are most successful for you. But it also could be a way to segment in the future, right? If someone came to you through an event or a webinar, you can create a segment of those people in your audience and use that to target the next time that you have an event or webinar, since you know that they were interested in attending the last one. And then the third bucket here is tagging based on client type. So this can be things like what you know about the business that you're working with. If you're a B2B, if you provide B2B services, like their industry or their amount of revenue that they make. If you're in a B2C audience, this can be things like their interests, right? So they might be interested in a certain type of product, certain colors from you, certain styles from your business if you sell clothing or apparel. All of these types of things just help you to get a better picture of your customer and give you opportunities to better target in the future. And then automation, using automation to kind of share your offerings and better scale what you're able to do with your marketing. I mentioned a welcome email earlier. This is probably the first step that you should take in any sort of automation setup, making sure that you have a welcome email for anyone who joins your audience that helps to introduce them to your business and to your brand and to the set of products and or services that you might offer. And if you have an expansive set of offerings, you might try a multi-email series. So maybe you send kind of a weekly email for the first 4 weeks after someone has joined your list, if that's relevant to your business. Next, think about automating cross-sell and upsell of related products and services. Once someone's completed a transaction, if you have any accessories that might go with what they've purchased, if you have other related product offerings that you might be able to interest them in, use that time when they've kind of engaged with you and they you piqued their interest and they've made a purchase from you to automate some messaging around other things that they may try from your offering. And lastly, use apps to automate some syncing of data. I mentioned our Mailchimp Marketplace, which has over 250 apps with all of the most popular business and marketing tools that you may be using, and allows you to connect those tools and sync the data from those in an automated fashion regularly into your Mailchimp account. Again, I'll plug here our QuickBooks and Mailchimp integration, which you may have heard a little bit about in a previous session, but we're really excited about it and all of the possibilities to help our QuickBooks and Mailchimp customers do more with really getting a full picture of their business and being able to action on both finding customers, engaging with those customers, and driving sales. So, summarizing some key takeaways. First, think about how you can explore kind of connecting your marketing tools into a platform that's going to help you organize and scale your marketing. Next, think about your marketing strategy in terms of that interplay between your audience, your brand, and your campaigns, and make sure you're thinking about how you can find tools that are going to help you manage all three of those buckets. Next, consider ways to use content to build trust. I talked about email newsletters. I talked about automated welcome emails and things of that nature. I talked about using things like ebooks or discount codes and things of that nature to incentivize people to sign up. All of these are different kind of content ways that you can start to build brand trust with your audience at different points in the life cycle. Next, try to evolve from sending batch emails to segmentation if you can. And then lastly, even better, try to evolve from sending segmented emails to automated emails. I think each step that you can take along that kind of that continuum, you can start to see the improvement in your emails. You can start to see your ability to scale, improve, and expand over time. So with that, I'll end there. Again, if you're interested in learning more, please visit Mailchimp.com. And thank you for joining today's session.